What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing a breakdown of all the different end game zones and how I personally try to rotate and what goes through my mind at the time. So I'm going to start off with a couple. I think we've got about 4 that we're going to be looking at today. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see me do this with more. Obviously we've had a lot of different games where we've had the zone going against us, and we still managed to pull it off with the rotations we've taken. But guys, if you're new here, please leave a sub on the channel, and let's see if we can get 150 likes on the video. It honestly means the world to me, guys. So on this, I'm explaining because we already had seen a team over to the left. And basically, what was going through my head is I wanted to protect James, who's over the right, if you have a look on my map. James was over the right watching the teams crossing the river. And then I was over, obviously, here where I've got cover from the left. And my main location I wanted to protect was them coming in because they've got to jump down from there. So right away, we have the advantage. So I've knocked one, and I probably should have airstrike there, but I didn't. I managed to get the team wipe instead. So right now, we have the advantage. Most teams have got to come in towards us. James is already in the zone. He's got the rock. So obviously, right there, you see that there's one guy down there. I crack him, and I believe my air... Oh, no, James knocked him there, okay? And then my airstrike got him. So moving up, I've got the advantage here. Now, I go to reload, but the moment I get hit from the final guy, obviously, I run. I don't hesitate. I instantly run. I rotate around and get in from behind while James pushed the front. But if you have a look at the zone, we're going to go back and we're going to quickly have a look at the zone here. So I'm going to pause it. Now, if you have a look at the zone up the top, guys, the top left of the screen. Now, we have the zone. The yellow zone here is actually the following zone. So the reason where this side of the hill, well, not so much this side of the hill, but the reason we are... where we currently are in this location, James is obviously at the rock slightly there to the left. As you can see, James is at the rock here to the left. Now, I'm further back because I've got the train like protecting me from behind. Well, for the team that was up on the hill. And then right here, obviously, we weren't too sure where the last team was. I hadn't checked up the top right to see how many were left either. So I didn't realize it was a 2v1v1. I honestly thought it was a 2v2v2. So again, was playing back a bit, making sure that we had cover. James had the main cover that was inside this section of the zone. And as I said, the reason we wanted this section of the zone was because if we couldn't kill whoever was the final teams inside this small zone, they all had to push us. So we wanted to have the cover with the side that doesn't have to move. You always want to be on the side that has to move the least amount. And that's normally what we go for. Obviously, I managed to call in the airstrike, which killed him once James had knocked him. I didn't see him down here. Now, the reason I didn't look down there, which I should have looked, to be honest with you, but the reason I didn't look is if you have a look at this whole massive zone, the chance of him being down here is, 1 in 100. Unfortunate for me, that 1 in 100 was he was there. Now, I don't know if you noticed, the moment, I'm going to even turn up the audio a little bit here, the moment he starts shooting me, I instantly run. The moment he shoots. Oh, behind me. I instantly start running. I don't give him enough time to down me. I don't know what gun he was using at the time. Sounds a bit like an M4. But it didn't give him the time to actually kill me. Now, obviously, that means I could play up. James runs to the left. And then I pull out my shotty. I'll flank around behind him. And there it is. So, we could have played it a bit smart. I could have played that smarter by not checking... I definitely should have checked that where we was on that zone. Should have checked my right. So moving on to the next ending. As you can see, there's a couple of teams left. We've got 10 people left right now. 9 if you take away that guy. And then we knocked both guys. So this was actually when the DMR was a really, really big thing. So definitely a lot of people were struggling when this DMR was a thing. Because it was just so powerful. James manages to kill the guy up top. So right here, obviously, we're not in the best position because technically up on the hill would be the best spot, So right now, we both got loads of money. I'm calling a treble UAV in. So right here, we can see that there's a team up to the right and a team up to the left. The rest are ghosted. We don't know where the rest are. So we are in a bit of a bad spot here, if I'm honest with you. We should have rotated before now. But as you can see, I've actually got 20 kills. We was having a bit of a mad session over in what's it called? I want you to kill them. Even James said, where should we move up? Because he knows we're going to get pushed in by this gas. We have to move, you know? So, it was a bit of a... We were tight on time. And, so James took the car, and he got destroyed by the guy. I didn't actually see him at the time, but if we rewind right here, the guy is right here. I don't know if you can see because of the quality. I didn't see him. I could hear him, and I was trying to look up the hill. I thought he was up here somewhere. That's where my eyesight is scanning, around this area, not down here behind this red like pylon. So, you know, I had no vision on where he was, and I see his friend up the tail. I knock him, and I airstrike him. And what I decide to do here is very dangerous. But I see, part of me, might have stuck my ground, but I had no idea where this other guy was. So I take a risk here. Again, I tried looking to see if I could shoot him. I had no idea. So my best bet was to get inside. I have a gas mask, okay? Buy James back. Buy another airstrike so that, you know, I can call it in. Instead of running around the corner, I have a gas mask on. So instead of running around that corner with no plates on, I decide better than that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sit back, let my gas mask take the damage right now, and I'm going to fully plate up. That gives me the best chance to get back in the zone. Lucky for me, I don't know, the guy wasn't shooting. He stopped shooting me. I thought I was going to die in this process, and James was going to have to clutch it. But obviously, James was pinging. I was lucky enough to kill this guy. This guy was rotating, you know. So the guy knows that there was another teammate, and that's probably why he wasn't trying to shoot me, because there was another team. So I've told James I've just killed him, land on their loot up his stuff, and we'll, you know, work together on the next team. And that's obviously when I see the last guy down here. We're using the Blueprint Mac 10, which is overpowered. Has been nerfed now, though. That's an SMG. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. So, yeah, again, perfectly executed. The rotation there was a bit more dangerous. It was a bit more of a, you know, set myself free, just trying to survive, get James back and all that. It was a bit of a dangerous one, but it pulled off. So those aren't always the safest routes, but they were the best routes. Now, moving on to this one is really good. So right there, I said, do I want to self-res? Obviously, James said no, he's coming. Dame said yes. I was tempted because Dame went down here to self-res, but I didn't need to in the end. I feel I should just self-res and... Yeah, James was... I could see James coming up, so I was like, there's a waste of time. Unfortunately, we did lose Prof there. James has obviously just got me up. I've armored up first before peeking. And then, obviously, James... them DMR are deadly. They were deadly. Yeah, my call out here was like behind the lorry. I didn't have a ping, but I was trying to armor up in case anyone shot at me. There was another team behind us with a shotgun. Dame just got them both. Dame, get the fuck out of my face. But no, obviously we managed to kill these. Now, back to the main part of the video, which is the rotation. How do we rotate in the final zone? And the way in which we decided to rotate this one is we're prof down at the moment. So all right, let's see if I open the map back up. If not, I'll quickly rewind. Yeah, up left side. So basically, guys, you want to rotate left side because if you notice, there was a person at fire station. Yeah. The reason you want to rotate up the left here is because here is the lower intersections, intervals between storms. Right, so I'm going to elaborate on what I've said there. Basically, when the storm comes in, obviously you don't want to be sat in the storm. You want to be sat in the zone. So the best way to be in any situation is you want to be in the part of the zone that doesn't move the most. So the less you have to move, the better positioning you can get, the better holding position you can grab as well. So try and find some cover there. You know, they've got to move, and if you can sit still and they have to move, you have the advantage because you could just sit behind that cover. You can head glitch, and you know, the different positions in which you can maneuver around. Whereas here, they have to move faster than here. Yeah. You want to try and get the slower side of Storm. So obviously, I was actually explaining it to my stream at the time of recording the video. So yeah, again, the reason we decided to move out the left side and not the right side is mostly on that, because both sides have the high ground. So obviously, you also have to take into effect of take into account as to what actual what side has the high ground. And in this case, it's on a hill where they both have the high ground and there's a slope in the middle. So it's kind of risky because it doesn't really matter because both sides have to move into the middle here. So now we have a problem right now. The only problem we have is we have to push in over this ridge line. But we have trees. So if whenever rotating anywhere, so this information I'm about to say now is not included in just the end zone. I got hiccups, I apologize. But it's actually also in any gunfight. If you are trying to rotate and you're trying to push someone, you always want to try and push and rotate where there is cover. So even if you use a tree, okay, and you're trying to push forward, you can rotate and use that tree as cover as you're pushing forward, because you know it's going to be a lot easier for them to shoot you if you're running through an open, or if you're running where you have cover that you can use in between the obstacles to keep moving forward. Even if it means you have to zigzag between, like, instead of going straight line, zigzag, use your cover, and it's going to be the best way to keep yourself alive at all times. So right here, have you noticed my pathing? I'm using the hill here. I'm using the trees. I'm using everything as best as possible. Right now, my eyesight is looking over here. So I know I was looking to the left a bit more, but my whole time I'm watching this ridge because I don't know where the cutoff limit is for. You see up here, you got the red zone. You're not allowed to walk up. I know you can't walk all the way up here, but I'm checking this ridgeline here because I'm not sure, 100% where that cutoff barrier is. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to make sure that I'm covered from over there. I know they're on the hill somewhere. So I'm using my head just to peek the hill. I'm not running to the top of the hill. I'm sitting on this side of the hill where I still, if I start getting shot at, I can pull back, duck down. Dame, as you can see on the mini-map here, Dame is pushing to the right. I'm pushing in the middle, and James is just holding an angle. Now, the reason for James sitting back is he's basically in the zone. He has a head glitch on a hill the same way I do. And what he's doing is he's holding an angle where me being able to push forward, he is able to, if they do peek, he's already pre-aiming. So if, like, with me, I'm sprinting. If someone peeks that hill, I've got to come out a sprint to fire time. I've got to aim down sight, and I've got to shoot. He's already aiming down sight, so he cuts out the running, the aiming down sight. He's already at that stage, so he can instantly start shooting. He can get a live ping off. He can tell me what's going on as I'm pushing up. Obviously, he doesn't... I don't believe he has to shoot anyone here. I believe I managed to get them. Dame called out that someone was going right. I knocked that first guy. I see that one's already down. I saw the other one as I'm shooting this guy. I don't know if you noticed, but let's pull back a bit. He says there's one on the right, one on the right. Now, obviously, this is the guy I shoot at. When I aim down sight here, I don't know if you just saw right here. Let me unzoom. Let me rewind a little bit. Watch just on the edge of me aiming down sight. You see the other guy running? And obviously, it gets covered up by my camera, but on my screen, there's no camera there. So I saw the guy running to the right. And there was someone pushing to the right. I tell James, because James has pushed up by this point. Obviously, I've used my magazine. James has pushed up. I've pinged where I last saw the guy. Obviously, Dame is still alive, but he managed to push up to the left without me seeing. So he's actually done a really smart rotation, the enemy has. And what he's done is he's used this ridgeline. He's gone down the hill a bit so that out of our view, he's pushed all the way up and to the right. I've told James that he's down there because that's where I last saw it. I saw him running from left to right down the hill. He's gone down the hill, but he's backtracked all the way around without us being able to see him. And it's caught James off guard because James is looking down here. So if you have a look here, James, obviously, once he starts fighting the guy, he's obviously shooting at him. So yeah, James definitely didn't know he was there because he was just rotating to get around to see down the hill. But I managed to get the live ping off. Now, normally, Dame is a very aggressive person. So am I. We like to push people. But if you have a look, right, I've just live pinged him. Let me move back a little bit because Dame's in my face. So if you have a look, I know it's a bit of a bad quality, but we got the live ping on, okay? Now, the live ping shows that he is right on the edge of zone. Zone's coming in. We do not need to push him. He has to push us. So instead of risking it, because this guy could be... This could be Aiden, for all I know. This could be one of the best players in the world. We don't know who it is. So the best thing to do is if you have the advantage and they have to push you, just let them come to you. Make them be the one that are panicking. So I obviously... Again, splitting up. If me and... I think I explained it here, actually. You can't shoot two people at one time if we're split up like this. Yeah, there you go. So, as I just said, like, even if he's shooting at one of us, if we're next to each other like me and Dame just were, and he's shooting at one, once he's knocked one, it's like a millisecond to flick to the next. Whereas if me and him are miles apart, he has to shoot him, then he has to turn to me, find me, and then get accuracy on me, you know? Whereas at this time... We're both just able to shoot him, you know. Dame then finishes the kill because he's high up on the ground and has a visual of him. That guy had to push us. It's very unfortunate. You know, it is what it is. And I hope that I'm explaining this as... I'm really trying to explain it as much as I possibly can. So this is actually our duo quads game that me and James played. He just knocked someone on that building and he's airstriked them. He did manage to get the kill on that person. I believe there is a buy station over there, so they might have been able to buy back. I'm not too sure. We've got loads of money. So what we do is we just try and grab, you know, UAV, airstrike, just something to keep us going. Airstrikes are very, very good, guys. Honestly, airstrikes are insane. So right here, obviously, I know there's someone up there because of the ping. I'm not 100% on where they are. So at the same time, you know, we're not in the best position right now. Now, originally, if you have a look at this zone, we didn't know where the next zone was. So therefore, we pushed over here. You know, the majority of the zone is on this side of the canal. So what you want to go off the landmarks, okay? So in this situation, the landmark that you want to go off is that canal. That is the open ground. So that open ground, more of the zone is on this side of that open ground than there is on that side. So technically speaking, we wanted to be this side because there was a higher chance of the zone coming over here, and there's a higher chance that, you know, they've got to push out. Unfortunately, it turned out that we're on the, you know, the bad side right now. And we had to put more of the work in because they have zone. So obviously you'll see how we play it. We know there's a team behind us. Zone's now coming in. So I'm checking it, making sure. James is trying to focus on the other people. I'm focusing on his people. You know, we're playing duo quads. I see the guy's parachutes, right? So I just airstrike right there. I have no clue if it's going to hit them. It's going to force them off of that roof, though. They can't sit up there. I actually end up killing someone with the airstrike. He probably didn't get the notification, and therefore he's ran into it. Now, there's another team here. I kill one of them, and the other guy gets killed. So, right there, that information, I thought that was both of them dead. Now, obviously, there's a guy right here. I originally thought that was the two people, but then I forgot they were in quads as well. So, if you actually listen... When I kill this guy, listen to his comms. He says, boy on the stairs. That must mean there's someone alive because he's calling out and he's communicating to one of his teammates. Therefore, that means that, you know, that they're now aware of where we are. So I went to go look over here because I thought that that team was now dead. He called out boy on the stairs. I've just heard that information. I then looked to the left again. Behind us, behind us. Right below here. So I ping it. I'm pre-aiming because I know he's got to push out. Dead. Perfect. Now, in the next situation, you want to look at the zone. The first thing I think of when I'm in a zone like this, we need to use this head glitch. We need to use this head glitch, okay? We even have a secondary head glitch right here because we could lay down here and people at the tent and the wall below the tent wouldn't be able to see us if we're laying here. I see a boy up here straight away. I try and shoot him. I knock him. I can't airstrike it, James, because you're airstrike, bro. Obviously, you can only call one airstrike in at once. So I could have airstriked that guy and it would have forced him to jump down, but he would have, if he has a self-res, he would have got that self-res off before I even called it in. Unfortunately, they called an airstrike in, so that delayed me putting my airstrike in anyway. I run away because I've just been airstriked. Do not come to me. Do not come to me. Right, so again, James probably wouldn't have received the, you know, the notification that there's an airstrike coming in. I warn him, James, I've been airstrike. Don't come towards me. Stay over your side and try and deal with a fight from there. Obviously, I'm shooting at this guy. James just knocked him. Now listen to what I tell James. Nice. Nice. He can't re-res. Don't worry, he can't res. So, I remember knocking that guy. He's obviously self-resed. He's just jumped down. He's been knocked again. I've just told James, nice. He cannot res again. Unless there is someone else up on this here with him, which there is a good chance that that guy is out of the fight for good now. There is no way he can get back unless there is someone else up there. Now, the other thing is we know there's a few people down here, at least 2, because they've just been fighting with another team. That being said, it's a 2v4. Me and James versus 4, okay? So again, moving forward. Now, what's happened is we've pushed up out of the canyon. Obviously, we're trying to get as close as we can to the fight. We're still receiving some cover. I mess up. I miss a few shots. I knock one. No. We traded. So, I haven't got a ping off. Now, unfortunately, I can't ping for James because, as you can tell, there's a rock in my way. Not much I could do. James, I see James. He's running for it, okay? I see James. He's running for it. Now, at this stage, you know, I'm worried he might die. Push him, Jace, push him. I tell him, fuck it, just push him. You're already that close. Just push him. So what I do, I get an airstrike on me. I finish my self-res. Obviously, in this state, I know I do not want to be holding on to the self-res. I don't want to do it. I just want to res myself because James is fighting. I'm fighting. Now, we know that there's only at least 2 of them left because I've knocked one. James knocked one up the roof, and he's out of the fight. He hasn't repeated us since then, which means there's a good chance he's still knocked. Once I get airstrikes, I just run. Now, what I do, I don't know if you notice, instead of just running like left or right, I run down the hill first and then to the left. Obviously, doing this enables me to still have cover and get away from the airstrike all at once. Lucky for me, James actually just managed to clean them all up. It's now a 2. There you go. He gets the last 2. So let's go, baby. So as you can see right there, guys, we managed to do it. I'm not too sure how many kills. I had 14. I can see that I had 14 kills. I think James had like 16 kills. We done really well as a team. Obviously, communication, we worked well. And the final zone, although they had all the advantage there, we came in on the third party. We managed to knock 2 of them. I didn't even get to use my airstrike, which, you know, I still had one. So what I would have done right there is the moment I'd finished plating up, because obviously I'm running. While I'm running, I'm plating up at the same time. What I would have done is the moment I had peeked from here is I would have called my airstrike straight on them white tents. So whether that's, you know, James is going to get some cover over him. He doesn't have to worry about the airstrike. He could just play like normal. The others have to make sure they get inside them white tents. It's going to put all of them in one position for James to try and, you know, continue. Go, baby. But yeah, we managed to do it, guys. So thank you so much to everyone who's watched the whole of this video. I know it's a bit of a long one, but I really wanted to just explain everything that I'm processing, what I'm trying to think about at the time, just to try and, you know, maybe help you guys, you know, move forward, and maybe you guys could take some of the information that I've been, you know, thinking about and what I do. Let me know, guys, because all of these videos are actually recorded when the the DMR and the Mac 10 and the Matis are absolutely overpowered. I've since then had quite a few new games where we're using normal guns, we're using snipers, machine guns, ARs, all of this, guys. So check it out. Let me know if you down in the description if you want me down in the description, down in the comments if you guys want me to actually, you know, cover another video on this. Maybe go into some more games where, you know, we've had the good part of zone, whether we've been in the bad zone and how we've recovered from it and still managed to get the win. Let me know, guys, if that you'd be interested in that. And if there's any other informational videos you want me to make, also let me know down in the comments. Thank you all to who have been watching. Hope you all have smashed that sub button. We're so close now to 49,000 subs. It's crazy how far we've come. And let's see if we can hit the 150 likes on the video. I hope you have enjoyed it all, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.